What if a motorhome looked like a luxury coach from the outside, but opened up like a small apartment once you parked it? That is exactly what makes the RCK8 by Kiva Mobil so interesting. This is not just another van conversion with a bed and a kitchen squeeze inside. This is a South Korean luxury motorhome built on the Iveco Daily Hymatic platform, stretched into a 27-foot touring machine with a huge slide-out, a real lounge, a proper kitchen, a residential-style bathroom, a private bedroom, and serious off-grid equipment. And the craziest part is, from the outside, you still do not fully understand how much space is hiding inside. So let's start where this thing makes its first impression, the exterior. At first glance, the RCK8 looks more like a polished European touring coach than a traditional camper. The body is clean, tall, and smooth, with a fiberglass shell that gives it a more premium and finished look. It does not have that awkward box-on-a-truck appearance that many large RVs suffer from. The motorhome stretches around 27 feet long, sits about 7.8 feet wide, and uses an expanded roofline that makes it feel closer to a small coach than a regular van-based RV. The front end is where that luxury coach look really starts. The overcab section flows smoothly into the body, giving the RCK8 a more aerodynamic shape. And then you notice the massive windshield. It gives the cockpit a wide panoramic view of the road, which is exactly what you want in a motorhome this size. But this is not just about looks. Underneath, the RCK8 uses the Iveco Daily Hymatic platform, a commercial duty base that is already popular in premium motorhomes. Depending on market and configuration, the Daily is available with turbo diesel engine options and an automatic transmission designed to make a large motorhome feel smoother and easier to drive. Before we move to the side, the cockpit deserves attention, because this is where the RCK8 starts feeling more practical than intimidating. The front cabin keeps the familiar Iveco Daily layout, but Kiva Mobil gives it a more premium motorhome feel. The captain's chairs are upgraded, comfortable, and able to swivel around when parked. That means the driver and passenger seats do not just disappear after the drive, they become part of the living room. The dashboard is clean and functional, with steering wheel controls, a digital display area, and a touchscreen infotainment system. The tall seating position, large mirrors, and huge windshield all help make the vehicle feel more manageable from behind the wheel. But the real transformation happens when you reach the driver's side. This is where the RCK8 reveals its biggest party trick, the giant electric slide-out. Once parked, the electric slide-out extends by roughly 27 inches, and that one movement completely changes the motorhome. From the outside, it looks like a clean luxury coach. But once the slide comes out, the entire cabin changes shape. And that is the key difference here. A lot of motorhomes try to feel spacious with bright colors, clever furniture, or wide camera angles. The RCK8 does it in a much more direct way. It physically gives you more room. Below that slide out, the RCK8 continues showing how serious it is about real travel. There are multiple lockable storage bays for tools, cables, outdoor chairs, hoses, and camping gear. And then you get the large rear garage-style storage compartment. This is the kind of space that changes how you use a motorhome. You can carry bikes, folding gear, outdoor cooking equipment, or bulky travel items without stuffing everything inside the living area. The RCK8 also includes an automatic hydraulic leveling system. And on a motorhome this size, that is a huge convenience. Around the rear, the design stays clean and practical. The tall vertical body helps maximize interior space, while the rear lighting, sensors, backup camera, and storage access make the vehicle easier to live with. It looks calm, expensive, and well finished. Now move to the passenger side, and you see the other half of the travel setup. There is access to the rear garage, shore power connection, freshwater access, and a roofline awning that sits neatly into the body instead of looking bolted on afterward. The entry door also includes an electric step, which makes getting inside much easier. And this is where the RCK8 starts to surprise you, because the outside already looks impressive, but the interior is where the whole idea finally makes sense. Step inside, and the first thing you notice is not one specific feature. It is the space. The slide-out completely changes the feeling of the cabin. Instead of stepping into a narrow RV hallway, you step into a wider, brighter living area that actually feels comfortable. The large windows bring in natural light. The warm wood finishes make it feel more residential. And the soft lighting gives the space a calm, premium atmosphere. It does not feel like an old camper. It feels like a modern lounge on wheels. And right at the front, the RCK8 gives you one of its strongest areas, the living room. Two long sofas face each other across a central dining table, creating a proper social space. This is where you can eat, relax, work, talk, or watch TV without feeling squeezed into a corner. The lounge also converts into an additional sleeping area, which makes the RCK8 more flexible for guests or family travel. Above the cab, there is an overhead bunk that can sleep 2 people, giving the motorhome another proper sleeping zone without taking away from the rear bedroom. Entertainment is handled in a clean way too. Instead of leaving large screens permanently exposed, the RCK8 uses hidden or retractable TV solutions. USB ports, outlets, speakers, lighting controls, and storage are placed around the lounge, so the area feels genuinely usable. Not just nice for photos, but the real test of any luxury RV is not only the lounge, it is the kitchen, because this is where many campers start to feel like a compromise. But the RCK8 feels more serious. The kitchen includes a 2-burner electric cooktop, a stainless steel sink, a modern faucet, storage drawers, upper cabinets, and a large refrigerator. The counter space also looks more practical than what you find in many campers. You have room to prepare food, store essentials, and cook without constantly moving things around. The cabinetry keeps the same warm, premium look, while small details like spice storage, a wine rack, and organized drawers make the space feel thought out. Nearby, the electronics control panel gives access to important systems like lighting, power, and tank levels. And just when you expect the usual tiny RV bathroom, the RCK8 does something better. You get a separate shower area with a glass door, a toilet, a vanity with a proper sink, mirrors, storage, ventilation, and enough standing room to actually feel comfortable. The taller roofline helps a lot here because the space does not feel as cramped as many RV bathrooms. And for long-distance travel, this is a big deal. And after the lounge, kitchen, and bathroom, the final question is simple. Does it actually give you a proper place to sleep? Here at the very back, the RCK8 gives you a private rear bedroom. Instead of using a small corner bed or a fold-out sleeping setup, the RCK8 has a proper fixed double bed. The space feels calm, private, and more like a hotel room than a camper sleeping area. This layout is what makes the RCK8 feel so well planned. The front is for relaxing and dining. The center is for cooking and bathroom use. The rear is for sleeping and privacy. Everything has its own zone, and that is why the layout feels so complete. Now, all of this luxury would not mean much if the motorhome could only work at a campsite, but the RCK8 is designed to go further. It includes solar charging, AC and DC electrical systems, a fuel-powered generator, diesel heating, underfloor heating, hot water, and large water tanks. Reported figures include around 300 liters of fresh water and around 150 liters of gray water capacity. That gives it serious self-contained capability. You can cook, shower, sleep, heat the cabin, run appliances, and manage daily living systems without constantly depending on hookups. And for people who want to travel away from crowded campgrounds, that is the real luxury. Not just leather seats, not just hidden TVs, freedom, the ability to park somewhere beautiful and still have heat, water, power, food, comfort, and privacy. That is what makes a motorhome like this exciting. But of course, a motorhome like this has one final question attached to it. How much does it cost? The RCK8 has been reported at around $170,000 depending on configuration, market, and options. That is not cheap, but with a 27-foot body, giant slide-out, proper lounge, real kitchen, private bedroom, off-grid systems, and an Iveco-based platform, the price starts to make more sense. Many European luxury motorhomes with similar space and equipment can cost much more. So the RCK8 is not trying to be a budget camper. It is trying to offer premium motorhome living with a strong price-to-feature ratio. And that is what makes it so interesting. The RCK8 by Kiva Mobil shows that South Korea is not just entering the motorhome world quietly. It is arriving with something bold, polished, and genuinely competitive. It does not feel like a basic camper. It does not feel like a simple van conversion. And it definitely does not feel like an experiment. It feels like a luxury home on wheels, one that can expand, travel, and live off-grid. The slide-out gives it space, the lounge gives it comfort, the kitchen gives it practicality, the bathroom gives it independence, the bedroom gives it privacy, and the off-grid systems give it freedom. That combination is what makes the RCK8 stand out. And if this is what Korean motorhome builders are capable of now, then the future of luxury RVs could become a lot more interesting. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoy discovering luxury motorhomes, unique campers, and innovative RVs from around the world, make sure to subscribe to Motorhome Insights and turn on notifications, because the next dream motorhome might come from somewhere you never expected.